Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Game number 2 of our doubleheader. The ladies have already wrapped up, and wow, what a show to follow if you are the men. It was a 72-66 final, but those 6 points that separated the two at the end of the ball game, not indicative of how close. I know 6 is close, but it was closer than those 6 might indicate at the end of the game. So what a great ball game in the opening contest. Let's see if we can do that and then some here in game number 2 as the men of Coastal Alabama North and the men of Reid State get underway. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage. Good crowd on hand. Short trip from Evergreen here for the Reid State fans, and the Coyote fans have braved the cold. And a pretty nice house full at the Cooper Center. On the floor to begin this one, Tyler Mallory for Reid State. Vasi Prophet in 2. You've got Dudley. Hakeem Johnson. And let's see. Your last member of the starting 5 is Harry Jellin. Meanwhile, for the Coyotes, you got Mekhi McIntyre, Gerard Living, Joshua Whitehurst, Ozell Purifoy, and Tank Washington. All part of the starting 5. Living thought about the 3, goes for the 2, and we are still scoreless. Just about 90 seconds in. Off the glass and rim. Rebounded by McIntyre, and then able to bang it off of Johnson. McIntyre hands it to Purifoy. Top of the key, then brings it down low and drew the foul. Well, the Lions may be 4-11 overall, but in the conference, they are 3-1. So when you get to the postseason, when you determine who heads to Montevallo to play in the D2 tourney, it's not about those 11 losses or those non-conference losses, which I guess in this particular case, 10 of the 11. It's all about the wins in conference play. So you can lose everything out of conference, win everything in conference, and be good to go. Tipped out to Mallory. Got the jam put in by Prophet. So the first Reid State field goal to the 18-minute mark. Coyotes still looking for their first. Into the corner. Dudley off the rim, or check that, that's Jellin off the rim. Whitehurst giving it to McIntyre. And that'll be lost out of bounds off of Johnson. Well, the Coyotes of North and Reid State here. The Coyotes of South and Shelton State and Bay Minette tonight. With Jason Thompson on the call there. In play to Washington, and he'll do the same on this end. You jam, I can too. Coyotes with a 1-point lead again. Off the rim with a 3 try from Johnson. Handed to McIntyre, and McIntyre trying to get it to Washington. That'll go out of bounds and belong to the Lions. what is it, maybe a 20-minute, maybe a 25-minute drive to Evergreen, home of Reid State. So a good contingency of Lion fans making the trip a little bit south. Off the window for two. Laid in by Mallory. And don't forget, coming up on Saturday, we'll be in Georgia, East Georgia State, South Georgia Tech Lady Basketball. A noon Central start, 1 o'clock Eastern. Profit is fouled. And one other reminder, you know we like subscribers to our YouTube channel. Did you know that we won 5,500 and we've got like 5,493? So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, you know it would tickle us. We'd be delighted if you would. Couple of profit free throws. Too strong with a pass to Living. And that's going to get McIntyre out of the game. Into the contest is Elijah Pippins. Also checking in is Brittany Polk-Reid. And Living will come out. Mallory into the corner. Profit with a pull-up J. Splashes it in over Washington. Screen set by Washington. Purifoy to Whitehurst. Pippins into the corner. Purifoy. Defended by Dudley. Pippins lost it. Washington found it. Sets it on the hip and then pulls it up and drops it in. Three-pointer off the rim for Mallory. Washington with the rebound. Goes over to Purifoy, an easy two on the open lane. Out front to Jelen. Dudley giving it to Mallory. Hard pass into the corner. Profit. And he'll hit the three. Back over to Purifoy at the timeline. Whitehurst off on the three try. Dudley's got it. And you got a whistle and foul on the drive by Pippin. And that has got us to the media timeout. First one of the game comes at the 14-13 mark. And it comes with the Lions up by 4.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Pippen getting the first, trying to turn it into a 2-point game. And Will with a pair of free throws. Rejected by Purifoy. The Cooper Center here in Monroeville, Alabama, on the campus of Coastal Alabama North. Honored to have A.D. Daniel Head in our midst, baseball coach Keith Griffin, incoming coach Collins, all here. Watching North play basketball, Jelen with a miss. Rebounded by Reid. Purifoy, too strong on the three. It is rebounded by Johnson. Mallory, giving it to Profit. Packet goes to Johnson. Mallory topside. Into the game, that is Avantri Kostick. And you got a whistle on the shot by Johnson. And apparently he will draw the foul as the shot clock was expiring. Exactly 13 to play. Half number one. I mentioned here the Lady Coyotes victorious 72-66. In Bay Minette, the Lady Coyotes losing to Shelton State. 75-36. And the men underway there. Obviously the men underway here. Johnson, a 60% free throw shooter. This is the second best free throw shooting team in the ACCC, better than 70%. Pippen giving it to Washington. And Washington fouled by Johnson. So it'll be Washington at the stripe. Low scoring game thus far. And if you're looking at the lowest point production for both during the course of the year, 41 is the low for Coastal North, came against Bishop State. Reid State's low was 44 against Chipola. Somehow I don't think either team is going to have their offensive low tonight. Johnson drawing another foul. Reid committing the personal. And Johnson back at the line, averaging 9 a game. Well, a losing streak will end tonight. Coyotes have lost 3 in a row. Lions have lost 4 straight. Of course, the bad news is the losing streak will continue for somebody tonight. Fed over to Washington. Washington the bucket and drew the foul. So an opportunity to draw the Coyotes to within 1. Washington 14 points a game. Tops on the team, one of 3 double-digit scorers for the Coyotes. A 1-point Coyote lead. Prophet giving it to Aaron Brown, who is now in the game. Washington wrapping up the rebound. Back to Pippen. Also in the game is Jonathan Fitch. Into the corner, Reid. Reid, 10-footer good. Trying to feed it into the paint to Brown. It'll go out of bounds, and it will send us to another timeout with 11:25 left to play in the half.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Coyotes with the basketball coming out of the timeout. .11:09 to go in the half. In a 3-point game, and I mentioned the ladies' game, nip and tuck throughout. Largest lead for the Lady Lions, 10. Largest for the Coyotes was what they finished with at 6. And it looks like, at least at the moment, the ladies have just handed the close game baton over to the guys. That's a Stephon Curry 3 from Mallory. And by the way, I noticed that we have just lost our, there we go. Apparently a little internet hiccup with our controller that sends scoreboard data. Didn't want to, take a little time off. But I think it is back, and now we are officially knotted up at 16 on our scoreboard and in sync with the scoreboard here. Whitehurst, the leading scorer from a year ago, second leading this year. Good free throw shooter at 70%. Pulls that team average northward. The team shoots at a 62% clip. McIntyre and Living back in. Pippen and Washington going out for the Coyotes. Halfway through the half. Coyotes by 3. Mallory thinking about one of those long threes again. Instead gives to Profit. That is rejected by Living. Whitehurst on the other end of the floor. Rebounded by Mallory. Shot to Jelen, and then Brown putting up the 3. Rebounded by Living. Whitehurst a little bumping on the other end of the floor. It'll go out of bounds off of a Lion. In play from McIntyre. Whitehurst double team to the corner, able to get rid of it. That is Living with a baseline move, rejected from the backside by Jamarian Williams. And the foul has got Living shooting. Three-point Coyote lead. We are back here on Monday while Selma coming to town. So we'll head back here Monday. A 5:30 start for the ladies. And obviously the men about 20 minutes thereafter. Dudley gives into the corner. Johnson. Top side, Profit for 3. And he will nail it. A team that typically hits 32% of their three-pointers. Pitch over to McIntyre. Pitch, bounce pass to Reid. Shot clock, you see it dwindling. McIntyre. And they didn't get any rim. Shot clock violation. And now the officials discussing whether it got rim. I did not think it got rim from here. From my crow's nest vantage point. Wish it had. Would love to give the Coyotes another opportunity, but didn't. And apparently after the officials conferred, they determined the same. Hey, by the way, we are only 20 days away from the start of baseball and softball season. I like cold weather. I hope it warms up between now and then. Of course, now that I think about it, most of the locations we work are indoors, so I guess I'm okay with, the cool weather, as long as the press box is warm. Inside 8 to play in the half. Coyotes up by 2. They are talking about the game. It's not the latest fashion, the latest show. Housewives of Beverly Hills or Atlanta or what. I don't watch those shows. Not sure, but I see the advertisement. They are focused on Lions and Coyotes. With 7:56 left to play in the half. I'm going to mention the baseball and softball coming up. Man, our schedule is like we like it. Packed. And that's not to mention we can't handle more, though. So if you want to have us do your stuff, call us. We need to get those billboards like, what is it, Shanunu, or who's the attorney? Alabama, call me. Do you know he spends $1 million a month plus on advertisement? I do not know how I got from basketball in Monroeville to a guy who spends $1 million on advertisement in a 21-all ball game. Out front it goes to McIntyre. Back to Purifoy. And it'll be swatted away by Dudley, who swats it out of bounds. So it stays in Coyote hands. Lobbed into Washington. Boy, he drew a whole lot of attention and could not get a shot on. Mallory down low to Johnson. Jelen out front to Mallory. That is Profit. Shoots the 3. Well, as I mentioned, the stats say they typically hit 1 of 3. About 33% of their threes. I think they've exceeded that thus far in the first half here. Up by 3. Johnson got it to roll around the cylinder, and he might have a shot at 3 the old-fashioned way. Hakeem Johnson, the freshman, getting his second start of the year. Was only available at the beginning of the semester. Did not play in the prior semester. Tipped away by Johnson, but Whitehurst able to come up with a loose ball. And then he'll go backcourt. And that's kind of called for timeout. 30-second break asked for by Coastal North.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
They're watching the game on YouTube. Or maybe checking out scores from the NBA. Top 25 college basketball. Another assumption, prediction, and again based on my historical data, it's a wrong one. Drive to the glass, Mallory, little acrobatic shot, and Reid down with the rebound. Goes over to Pippen. Pippen checked into the game at the timeout. Washington with a miss short range. Missed again, but drew the foul. And coming up at halftime, we talk with Dr. Aaron Milner, who is the president of Coastal Alabama. That is our halftime feature. Men's basketball in Bay Minette. Coastal South with a 47-41 halftime lead. (27-23) Reid State advantage. And you got a timeout on the floor. This time it is asked for by the Lions. So we are back in 30. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Perhaps got it. Long throw over, and he got it. I mentioned it's cold outside. So a lot of the gear you wear outside, you keep on the inside. Although it feels pretty good here. At the moment, feels a little better if you're donning the maroon. Got a 4-point lead with inside 6 to play, but the Coyotes hoping to change that. There's 2 more. And the lead expands. Fitch answers on the other end. Off the rim with a 3 try, that is Williams. Pippin's handing it to Whitehurst. Washington down low. And he gave it to Whitehurst with Whitehurst heel out of bounds. McIntyre back into the game. Whitehurst out. Tyler Siggers into the game for the Lions. Air ball from the corner by Dudley. Fitch thought about another three, instead pulls it down and gives out front to Pippin. And as McIntyre coaxes it in. Got a 1-point game, and the Coyotes with a chance to claim the lead. 4:22 to play in the half, and Fitch gets fouled. Fitch on the season, 2.5 points a game, 33% free throw shooter. I mentioned that we have got Coastal North on Monday, but they've got more basketball between now and then. They will head to Mississippi on Saturday to take on Hines. I'll make that East. They'll head to Alabama. The ladies, I think it is. No, it's Reid. I'll get my notes together here. Reid State will head to Mississippi to take on Hines. Over the weekend, Coastal North heads to Enterprise State to take on the Boll Weevils in another key conference game. Dudley to put it in play from the base. I make that from the sidelines. And that'll go through Dudley's hands and out of bounds. Too much on it from Siggers. $29 each game. And now we're at the media timeout. We'll get to halftime later. We'll get to that conversation with President Milner in a bit. Right now, we've got 3 minutes, 59 seconds of basketball before halftime.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Just a smidge under 4 minutes to play in the half. Tied up at 29. A 6-0 run by the Coyotes, erasing a 6-point deficit. And now an opportunity to give the Coyotes the lead with Pippen shooting and extend the run. Trying to make it 8 straight. Got the front end of the 1-and-1. Coyotes 8 straight. Mallory giving it to Johnson. Johnson shooting the 3, and he'll knock it down over Reid. Pitch off the rim, Reid, the putback. From the top of the key, that is dropped in by Stallworth. Just checked into the game, gives the Lions a 2-point lead. Reid missing the punt. He had an excellent opportunity to tie it. Instead, Stallworth with it on the other end of the floor. Out front to Mallory. Down low, and Brown an easy 2. Finch has it tipped away. Brown had it, lost it out of bounds. And it will be Coyote basketball. Finch coming out of the game. Whitehurst back in. Four-point Reid State lead. Less than 2 to play, half number 1. Shot down low, jammed in by Washington. Johnson hitting the 3-pointer. Give it to Whitehurst. Pippen with it on the right side of the floor. Reid says, hey, I can hit threes. Off the rim. Into the corner, Dudley. That was a little low, a little hard. And Dudley couldn't hang on. Fan to Washington, and Washington makes it a 3-point game. Screen set by Johnson. And a nifty move to the hoop by Mallory. Tipped out of bounds by Brown. Coyotes with possession. And we'll put it in from the near sidelines. Shot clock off. Game clock, you see it, dwindling. Whitehurst could not get the shot to fall, and we are at halftime. 42-37 contest. Reid State with a halftime lead. Our guest, it is Dr. Aaron Milner, the president of all the Coastals, coming up next. Great to have with us at halftime and Dr. Aaron Milner, who is the president at all of the Coastal Alabamas. Dr. Milner, how are you?
Great. Really appreciate you having us on.
It is a pleasure to have you on. First opportunity to chat with you. And the first thing I always like to do in those first conversations is get a little bio on you, a little background. Where did you start from an academic perspective? What eventually got you into academics and specifically got you to Coastal Alabama?
Well, I'm an example of life's journey that sometimes if you want God to laugh, tell him your plans, so to speak. But I started as a middle school teacher and coach back in the mid-90s, and was in Eufaula, Alabama, and worked my way from there to becoming a teacher and assistant coach at Eufaula High School. From there, I went back to my hometown in Enterprise, Alabama, where I was again a coach and a teacher, and ended up either being recruited or going into administration, and went into administration as an assistant principal. Kind of rose up the ranks to principal, and then to superintendent, and then one day received a call from the board member in Saraland City Schools, and moved to Saraland, and we had great success as a team in all facets, from the athletics to the liberal arts to academics, and in our facilities at Saraland City Schools, and would like to believe that was something that caught the eye of the chancellor of the two-year system, Mr. Baker, and ended up, I expressed interest in this position when it came open, and was fortunate to be selected by Mr. Baker and the Board of Trustees to lead Coastal Alabama Community College into this next chapter.
Let's go all the way back to where you were in college, getting educated for the vocation that you felt like you wanted to travel. Did you ever see yourself as the president of a junior college when you were just leaving, let's say, college to join the workforce?
Absolutely not. And I share that with young people often, keep your dreams wide open. And when I say young people, I mean I've had the great opportunity to address a lot of our students here at Coastal. Excuse me. And I tell them, keep an open mind, because you never know the opportunities that are going to be presented to you. I was a big athletics guy, and wasn't a very good player, I didn't think, but I had the ambitions of being a coach and being a teacher, and I still admire our classroom teachers, our instructors. Those are the boots on the ground, and love doing that. But was at the University of Alabama, and had a great friend network, and 3 of us ended up going into school administration. One is deceased, but was the former president of Enterprise State Community College, and then another one is now assistant state superintendent of education, and we all look at each other now, with the exclusion of Matt, of course, but our friend group's kind of like, how did this happen? But I've tried to approach things with a servant's heart, and just want to really be in this role to see the lives of our students, that they have the opportunity to lead a better life through their experience at Coastal Alabama Community College.
What athletic or what sport did you coach?
I'd like to say I coached football, and I was a head baseball coach for a year, an assistant baseball coach for a year. I was always an assistant football coach, but I was a 5A and 6A level, so it was a decent, we were pretty quality programs. And then I was asked to coach. I was an assistant basketball coach and a head girls basketball coach, and I don't know how much I coached them. I tried real hard, but I was filling in that spot, and was passionate about it, but tried to give my best whenever I fulfilled those roles.
When I think of Coastal Alabama, I'm involved from the athletic perspective. So I'm looking at North and South that have got athletic programs. But Coastal Alabama is far more expansive than just Bay Minette and Bruton and Monroeville, is it not?
No doubt. We serve 20% of the entire state of Alabama. We have the largest footprint, if you look at land mass, of all of Alabama's 24 community colleges. So it takes us from our campus at Gilbertown all the way to our campus at Gulf Shores. We have a campus in Mobile County at Brookley Field, where it's at the site of the Mobile Airplex Airport. And we teach airframe power plant. When you fly in a plane, that plane's engine may have been broken down and rebuilt by a graduate of Coastal Alabama Community College. Our Thomasville campus is just booming. It has everything from academics to, we serve the multiple plants up and down Highway 43 and making sure that we have quality employees for them. Our Atmore campus is bustling right there on the interstate as well, and we serve various trades, but also our academic courses that are offered there are helping students go to a 4-year school, or they can go into one of our trade programs such as HVAC, heating and cooling, to our nursing and allied health programs. And those students are able to go 2 years and are pretty much 100% of those students get a job when they leave our program. So, sky's the limit. Gulf Shores, our culinary program, students are finishing there and immediately going to a job working for a restaurant along the coast. So it's just, it's very rewarding for me to go into these communities and witness the impact that our instructors are having in those communities. We like to say that we play a major role in fueling Southwest Alabama's workforce through all of our various programs. And so we're just consider ourselves blessed to be able to have that type of impact.
I don't think there is a leader of any organization that is successful that doesn't go into a job with, hey, here's some things I would like to do. And once in that job, set additional goals. So take us through some of the things when you came on board that you wanted to see happen and things that you'd like to see further down the road for Coastal Alabama.
Well, I'll start with something that's pretty obvious, but our facilities, we've already, and some things, most people don't look at it and go, wow, but when you think about it, the necessities are very important. And so, for example, we've already re-roofed in 1 year 75% of our Bruton campus. It has a new roof throughout. We're we're remodeling the Auditorium Performing Arts Center in Bruton for our liberal arts programs. We've re-landscaped throughout our campuses and made it where when you're a student and you walk up, or if you're a parent and you walk up with your student for the first time, you want to say, well, that's an appealing place. That's somewhere where I want my child to go. If it's something that's old and drabby and that kind of thing, we don't want to necessarily send our child there. And later in life, we don't want to go somewhere that isn't modern and that type of thing. We're trying to improve the technological opportunities for all of our students and our instructors to be able to make it where our instructors are teaching in a way that will aid our students when they enter the workforce, kind of enter the real world, so to speak. So all of those things, the biggest thing though, I would say, is we're trying to make a culture in Coastal Alabama Community College. And I get funny looks about this thing sometimes, but I'll often get the question, what's the most important thing that we do? Well, really, we do so much that we have to make everything important. If it's our athletic programs, we want to be able to say that we're doing the very best we can in our athletic programs and what we're providing there. If it's our academic programs, we want to provide the best instruction we possibly can. If it's the appearance of our facilities, we want it to be the best that it can be. So creating a culture top to bottom of excellence, frankly. Now we're not there by any stretch of the imagination. I want to make that clear, and probably during my time, I'll never feel like we got there, but we're going to always strive to do that. And we're seeing those changes take place. Athletics wise, facilities wise, we're doing some great things. Monroeville, we've completely renovated our softball facility. It's being redone or been upgraded, redone, new painting. It's had a total makeover, so to speak. In addition, we've resurfaced our tennis courts. We're getting ready to put a new roof on our gymnasium and prospectively a new gym floor just at Monroeville alone. At our Bruton campus, we're putting up a new grandstand for baseball, new restrooms for baseball, and we're getting ready to do some remodeling in our baseball locker room. And then at Bay Minette, we're taking on a major project in a new softball and baseball locker room that will be connected to a covered open air, so to speak, hitting facility, but it's going to be state of the art. It's going to have meeting areas, training room for our athletes. And on top of that, and I know you've seen it, our newly remodeled gym that we have. I bring those up just to kind of the standard we're trying to set throughout our footprint of all the things that we're doing. At Fairhope, we've taken on new advising centers that have been recently constructed, or center that's been constructed, and then a new parking area that's been redone that's going to really assist the campus. So just across the board throughout our footprint, the challenge I have is what you've already alluded to, 8 campuses throughout, and trying to provide that balance while showing each of those communities our concern and care that we want to be able to educate anyone in their community in a first-class facility. It just comes to my mind, Thomasville, we just did a major re-landscaping project there that's completely changed the way the facility looks, and we remodeled what we call the Tom Bigby room, which is a large conference center type area that's used by organizations throughout Southwest Alabama. So there's a lot going on, as you can tell, and but we're very proud of it.
I wish we may have to ask the folks to extend halftime, or we'll just have to do this again. We have run out of time, but man, it has been great talking with you. I love Coastal Alabama and the progressive mindset there, and you as the leader initiate that. Thanks so much, Dr. Milner, for being our halftime guest.
Thank you. And lastly, I'd just like to express my appreciation to all of our coaches for the effort they put forth in not only competing, but also producing quality young men and women. So I'm so proud of the job they're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Milner.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back as we get second half action underway. 42-37 game. Thank you very much to Dr. Milner for the opportunity to converse and for being our halftime guest here on JockJive as we get second half action in progress in a 42-37 game. And immediately Coyotes get points. That is Washington with the emphatic 2. Mallory, Dudley, Johnson, Jelen, and Profit on the floor for the Lions to begin half number 2. Same 5 that started the game, and a little different look in the second half of the Coyotes with Pippen, McIntyre, Whitehurst, Living, and Washington. Pippen was not a first half starter. Purifoy was. So that is the lone difference. 9 out of 10 the same as about an hour ago when the game got underway. A couple of tightly fought games. Ladies prior to this one, and the men in this one. Foul committed by Whitehurst, putting Johnson at the line. I mentioned just a dynamite crowd here tonight. And really the view from the camera to the opposite side doesn't do it justice. Good contingency of fans that I guess don't want to be potentially on camera when I scan the crowd on this side of the floor. Pippen with it out front. Opposite side, McIntyre, too strong on the 3. Profit with it. Working in the corner. Profit off the mark with a 2 try. Washington snagging the rebound. Coastal North, the #1 rebounding team in the ACCC. Bringing it down low, Profit gives it over to Johnson. Johnson with a long 2, not quite long enough. Whitehurst. McIntyre whipping it over to Pippen. Rebound. He'll hit the 3, and the Coyotes will take the lead. Johnson off the glass, tipped back in by Dudley. Washington to Living. And Living throwing it into the hands of Mallory. Step between the would-be target. McIntyre picked it off. Feeds down low. Jellin for two. Washington rims it out. Spin move, and apparently a step too many in that spin. Reid into the game, Living going out for the Coyotes. 3-point Reid State lead. Key conference game. Every conference game key. Both teams, though, with a loss. And with one loss in conference play, you're still in control of your own destiny. Games are up to you to win. You win them, you're in. Simple as that. What you don't want to get into is a scenario when you pick up a loss or two, a scenario where you start having to count on other folks to win or lose to get you in. It's a big battle tonight at the Cooper Center.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Little inside 16 to play in a 47-44 game. A couple of teams trying to snap a losing streak. Coastal North here at home, 5-4 on the year. On Thursdays, 2-1. On the road, Reid State is 1-5. And they've only played one Thursday game and lost it. And if you're wondering how these two teams fared against Alabama squads, both Division I and II. Coastal North is 3-5. Reid State is 3-4. Only conference loss for Reid State has been to Snead State. The only Coyote Conference loss to Bevel State, which Reid State has beaten. Air ball from the corner by Reid, but the McIntyre put back. Makes it a 3-point game. Mallory dropping in the long three. Lions opening up a 6-point lead. McIntyre whips it into the opposite corner. Too strong with a Pippin. Check that. That is Lewis in the ball game. Elijah Lewis. who to my knowledge didn't get any first half minutes, but he's in here in half number 2. In play from the baseline by Dudley. In play to Mallory. In and out. Reid rebounds, and Pippen's got it to McIntyre on the other end. Air ball on the Lewis 3. And don't forget, sign up for our YouTube channel. I have not checked to see where we stand. Needed 7 coming in to get to 5,500. Blocked. And there is Lewis for 2, his first of the game. A 4-point contest. Loose ball, McIntyre's got it. Pippen to Washington. Rebounded by Dudley. Profit stolen away. Washington jams it in. Coyotes draw to within a bucket. Mallory, short on the 3 try. Washington rebounding into the Coyotes with a chance to tie. Into the corner. McIntyre, baseline. That is jammed in by Profit. Drew the foul as well. And we'll have an opportunity for 3. Pippen out and Whitehurst in for the Coyotes. Stolen away by Mallory. And that'll be a foul on Whitehurst. Non-shooting, it'll be brought in from the baseline. Fading, firing, and getting the favorable roll is Williams. Lions by 7. And Dudley with a little bump of McIntyre. So the Coyotes put it in play in a 7-point game. Lewis into the corner. Washington lost it. Johnson grabs it. Dudley couldn't get the roll. Washington gets the board. Hands it over to McIntyre. There's a 3 for Whitehurst from the corner. Mallory getting the look, getting the bank. McIntyre. A little bit of a finger roll. Turns it into a 4-point game. Nearly taken away by Whitehurst. It is taken away by Lewis. Washington. Short on the shot, ripped down by Johnson. Into the corner, open is Dudley for three. He will hit it. McIntyre, and a blocking foul called. That will have McIntyre shooting. McIntyre, another one of those who was not available until the change of the semester. Starting his third game tonight. And he will be at the line when we return to Monroeville. Group of ladies enjoying their basketball on a Thursday night at the Cooper Center. Yeah, the weather outside is frightful, but indoors it is perfect. And if you're like, well, darn it, I missed an opportunity to see the Coyotes tonight. Don't fret. You can be here on Monday night, Wallace Selma coming to town. 5:30 for the ladies, 7:30-ish for the men. McIntyre, 7 points a game. A 67% free throw shooter. On a team that is 8th in the conference in free throw shooting. At about 62%. Got an offensive. And that's going to be charged to Johnson. In play to Lewis, back over to McIntyre. That'll be lost out of bounds. And Chuck Taylor's going to his bench, which would lead one to believe McIntyre might be. No, he's not the guy coming out. Yeah, he is the guy coming out. Initially, Lewis was headed to the sidelines going, okay, it must be me. But coach says, no, it's McIntyre. So McIntyre leaves halfway through the second half. Swatted away by Whitehurst. Fitch back to Whitehurst. Lewis picking up the dribble. Launches into the corner and Whitehurst stepped out. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 30-second break. with 9:35 left.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone, because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. That's the pack. That's coastal Alabama.
Thursday basketball here on JockJive. The month of January relatively busy, but with the start of baseball, basketball, softball blended, at the end of the month it gets really busy. So come back often. Consider us one of your sports alternatives. And here's the beauty, too, of us. Late at night, nothing on. Can't find any game you like, but you remember a game that you liked, as in past tense. Well, then just look it up and enjoy. Fan back over to Dudley, into the corner, Mallory, and Mallory stepped out of bounds. .62-57 game. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Should I add in regulation? You know, the last time I said that in regulation, I think I was doing a tournament in Georgia, and by golly, the game went to overtime. We like our basketball in regulation, if at all possible. But if not possible, we'll keep rolling. Whitehurst nearly had the steal, but stepped out with it. Profit to put it in play. In play to Jelen. Given over to Profit. Jelen for three. Off the rim. Rebounded by Washington. Topside Reid. He'll rattle in the three. And it's a 62-60 game. Johnson giving it to Jelen, into the corner. That is Profit. And Profit responding to the Reid three. Back to a 5-point game. Bucket from Pippen, and the possibility of a third. So Pippen heads to the line when we return.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. he struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
.37 to go in a 65-62 game. And I think all officials making sure that other officials are situated and good to go. And thus a slight delay as Pippen tries to cap off a three. Whitehurst able to come down with it. Reid misfiring on the three. That is lobbed in the direction of either Jelen or Prophet. And neither knew who it was intended for. Finch giving it to Pippen. That'll be kicked out of bounds by Prophet. 3-point game, 7 to go. And another matchup between Reid State and the Coastal North that's going to have an exciting finish. Ladies did, and apparently the men will. That turns into an assist from Prophet. Or actually, to Prophet. Well, you don't get assists when you throw into the other team, but if you did, it would be. Foul called with Whitehurst in the air. McIntyre getting ready to come back into the game. Non-shooting foul. So it'll be put in play from the baseline. McIntyre shooting it out to Fitch. Whitehurst thinking about the three instead. Heads to the stripe and gets two. We have seen a ton of that tonight. Johnson will step out of bounds. And it will prompt a Reid State timeout with 6:01 left.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive, Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. That's the pack. That's coastal Alabama.
And the Reid State camera guy getting filmed together for the Lions on the opposite side of the floor. Still no indication as to who's going to take this one in a three-point game stolen away by Johnson. Mallory putting it on the floor, top side. Jelen thought about the three. Instead, takes the higher percentage shot, misses. Rebounded by Whitehurst. And will be rejected. And it'll be Coyote basketball with 5:22 to go. Quick three-point try. Whitehurst no good. Rebounded by Johnson. That is Johnson from just inside the stripe. Pippen sending it to Reid. Reid has shot a number of threes, made one. Mallory topside with it as we near the 4-minute mark. Off the rim, rebounded by Whitehurst. Reid with a miss, rebounded by Washington. And Washington will go to the stripe. But it will happen after the timeout with 3:39 left in a 5-point game. Washington going to the stripe in a 5-point game with 3:39 to go. Got a final from Coastal South, Shelton State. Knocking off Coastal South, 87-80. So South with the lead at the half, but Shelton State coming back in half number 2 and knocking off the Coyotes. Couple of Washington free throws, making it a 1-possession game. And a foul on Pippen. Reaching from the backside. Around Profit, picking up the personal. A 3-point Lion lead with a little bit over 3 to go in the game. Mallory standing on the ear of the Coyote at midcourt. Mallory from way out front. Whitehurst with a rebound. Back it goes to Pippen. Feeds into the corner. Whitehurst off the glass. It's a 1-point game. Jelen kicking it over to Mallory. Ball lost into the hands of Pippen. Coyotes with a chance to take the lead. Off the rim, no good. Tipped down and Whitehurst has it. Puts it up from the stripe off the rim. Rebounded by Profit. Mallory out front, shot clock dwindling, forced 3 off the rim. Washington with it, and a chance for the Coyotes again to claim the lead. Give it over to Pippen. Screen set by Living. Fan to Washington, got the bucket, draws the foul. And Washington with an opportunity to turn it into a 2-point Coyote lead. (71-69). Coyotes. Give it over to Mallory into the corner, and that'll be tipped out of bounds by McIntyre. Timeout on the floor, 1:03 to go. Coyotes back out in front.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Always here to keep us safe and secure. We appreciate very much Campus Police. With 1:03 to go. 71-69 game. Got a jump ball. Possession error keeps it on this end of the floor. And we've got another timeout. 59 seconds remaining. Less than a minute to go, 71-69 Coyotes. Big possession from Reid State. Trying to tie it up or take the lead for the Coyotes in trying to maintain the lead, get the ball, turn it into a two-possession game. Dudley to put it in play. Tipped out of bounds by Pippen, but apparently Pippen was using Mallory as a brace to kind of use one hand to brace himself, the other to leap up and tip it away. And Mallory's got some huge free throws. And is a very good free throw shooter, 80% on the year. And if there's somebody you can lean against and commit a foul and get him at the line, it wouldn't be Mallory, but guess what? He misses. So maybe Pippen knew exactly what he was doing. Foul committed by Profit. Pippen to shoot. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Screen set by Johnson. And Washington will commit the foul. So now it is Profit at the strike. A 72% free throw shooter. Well, Reid State will not tie it up. Let's see if Profit can cut it to one. He will. In play to Pippen. That'll be knocked out of bounds by Johnson. And you got them, you might as well use them. Timeout on the floor. 25 seconds left to play.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
25 seconds to play. 24 on the shot clock. Coyotes would like to use just about everything on that shot clock. And Profit will commit the foul. So McIntyre shooting the 1-and-1. Neither team has been spectacular in the home stretch at the line. These are huge free throws for McIntyre. Make them both, it's still a one-possession game, but you've stretched it out to where you feel like you can't be beaten with a 3. The worst you would do is OT. One more for McIntyre. And now you got a 2-point game. Missed by Profit. Whitehurst with a basketball and gets fouled. And the Coyotes look to be on their way. To a mark that is 3-1 in the conference. You make both and there's nothing they can do. Unless you were to foul them on a 3, and I think Coach Chuck Taylor would maybe suspend you for the rest of the season if he fouled them on a 3 in a 3-point game. Or a 4-point game. There is a 4-point game now. Off the rim, ball game over, and the Coyotes have won at 74-70. And they're still right in the thick of things come the end of the year. Still a team that controls their own destiny. And they knock off Reid State to snap a 3-game losing streak. Improved to 8-10 overall, 3-1 in the conference. 4-5 against Alabama teams. Make that 3-1 on Thursdays. 6-4 at home. And for the Lions, the loss extends the losing streak to 5 games. Sends them to 3-2 in the conference. and 4-12 overall. Thanks so much for watching our coverage. It has been great to have you on the other end of the broadcast. We'll see you Saturday in Georgia, East Georgia State and South Georgia Tech. Ladies basketball at noon Central, 1 Eastern, right here on JockJive. So long, everybody. I'm Robert Williamson. Have a great, cold rest of your night.